Harper Audio presents A Helluva High Note, Surviving Life, Love, and American Idol by Carrie DioGuardi. This is the author. This book is dedicated to you, the listener. May you find your passion in life and make it your purpose. May you find the resolve to face your deepest fears and overcome them. And lastly, may you have the courage to follow your dreams so that you will never know regret. On a lighter note, when listening to this memoir, I hope you laugh at times and are able to find humor in your own dark moments too. Without that, I would have been truly lost. Carrie DioGuardi. Preface. I think of this book as the longest song I've ever written. In a way, it's the soundtrack to my life. It takes you through the events that inspired my music and influenced me to be the person I am today. My way of storytelling is truer to the art of songwriting than it is to penning memoirs, because that's what I know and do best. When you sit with the page, or with your collaborators in the case of songwriting, you never really know what piece of your past, present, or future is going to surface. But it's good to leave yourself open to the surprise. What will you tap into this time? An unresolved feeling about a parent? A letter you wish you had sent to a lost love but didn't? Or a fear you thought was long dormant until it reawoke with a vengeance? You pull from different memories, even though why you may be reflecting again on a moment from 5 years ago isn't quite clear. When you listen to your inner voice, it has an uncanny way of telling you what you have and haven't dealt with yet, and what you need to look at in order to move forward. Each chapter of this book recounts a memory, experience, or in some cases an issue I've really struggled with and conquered. Not surprisingly, these major life themes found their way into my music. Sometimes many years later, when I finally came to understand their influence on me, and the fact that so many others had felt these feelings at some point too. I named the chapters after these songs so you would ultimately know the events in my life that helped give rise to them. I also included anecdotes that reveal a little bit about that day in the studio, in the car, in the gym, on iChat, where I wrote this with Darius Rucker and Frank Rogers, or wherever else my co-writers and I were physically, mentally, and emotionally on the day a particular song was born. Hopefully you will get a sense of how real-life experiences on the part of me and those I've written with translate into music. If you're not a songwriter, you may be asking, what's in this book for me? And that's a good question because at first it may seem a little like that forgotten event from 5 years ago, the one that wasn't all that relevant until it was keeping you up at night again. The truth is, if you are, or have ever been, in search of yourself, needing inspiration, or looking for love in all the wrong places, even if just for a nanosecond on the big clock of life, then we have shared something in common, and this book is for you. I have spent most of my years trying to figure out who I am and why I do what I do, whether I'm asking myself this for the sake of my art or for my own well-being. Usually it's for the latter. Through the answers I've uncovered, I've been able to heal myself and help others who are asking the same questions. Too many of us are born into families and communities that have built-in belief systems we are expected to blindly follow. Frankly, I grew up feeling trapped by traditions and expectations that had nothing to do with who I am or what I wanted to be. But thank God for my inner rebel. I spent lots of time probing my needs and desires and developing my voice, both my singing voice and my writing voice. In retrospect, I credit my darkest times, and there have been many, with making it impossible for me not to face my demons. Fortunately, the light on the other side of that introspection made up for all the pain. It's never easy to evaluate yourself or the direction of your life, but I highly recommend it. You never know when you're going to need to draw from the clarity and strength it provides. And you don't want to go on piling up couldas and shouldas in life either. I owe a lot of gratitude to the writers and artists I've worked with along the way who made me feel safe enough to share my deepest secrets. They helped me face the corners of my soul that I would never have even peered into without them. They listened, comforted, and reminded me that I wasn't alone. If you walk away after listening to this book, even slightly more
Sample complete. Ready to continue?